He has sent me to proclaim liberty to captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, and to proclaim a year acceptable to the Lord." Rolling up the scroll, he handed it back to the attendant and sat down. And the eyes of all in the synagogue looked intently at him. He said to them, "Today, this scripture passage is fulfilled in your hearing." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
In 1969, at the request of the Bishop of the Oklahoma Diocese to serve the I want to make sure I'm good. Can you hear me okay now? Viviana just lives a couple blocks away from our house. And as she shared her story for another program like this that we did in Spanish, when she was born and growing up, she was quickly diagnosed with a terrible spine problem. And as it developed in her spine curve, the doctor said she probably wouldn't live past 20. At about age 17, we were able, through our program connected with the Shriners hospitals here in Phoenix and in Salt Lake City, as we have done with hundreds of kids throughout the years, brought them up, do examinations, connection when surgery is necessary. We're even able to get them to Salt Lake City. She had the surgery, and she's still in a wheelchair, but the doctor said that she would not live past 20. She's in her early 40s. She runs a secondhand store in the neighborhood. And it's kind of a place, I don't think she sells all that much, but people come by to talk to her and visit and look and all that. And as she did the interview in Spanish for her, she said, my connection with Casa Franciscana and Shriners Hospital has changed my life radically. I can be with people, I'm connected with my community, my whole life has turned around. And as I said, her secondhand store has kind of just become a place where people come by and visit and connect. She was looking at a dim future, and now she can celebrate and be with people in her community, enjoy spending time with them. She also, every year we do a big campaign one day downtown and throughout the grocery stores to get collections of food and money. She always collects, she goes around in a wheelchair and she collects the most money of anybody every year. So as I talk about those kinds of experiences, and there's so many like them as we come in contact with people throughout the year, biblically we would talk about that as an experience of liberation. Today, as Jesus proclaims liberation, he offers good news to the poor. As disciples of Jesus, we're called to be liberation, to offer that liberation, to be good news to the poor. We've, all throughout these many years, been able to continue to be a sense of liberation, offer good news to the poor through the generous help of you all. As we're able to feed a young person or an old person, we offer liberation. Kids who have no hope, through Shriners Hospital and our organization, experience liberation. Women who feel blocked in a corner, maybe have to work 12 hours a day in a factory that isn't paid too well, as they become members of the Women's Cooperative and have an alternative way to earn money, experience liberation. We're looking to open this month, hopefully, a new youth center in an area so young people have access to sports and to computers, to other things besides gangs and drugs, to offer experience of liberation. We have been blessed so many years with wonderful people like yourself to be people who can liberate, to offer good news to the poor. Many of you have been giving for years, and we're extremely grateful, so we can continue to be people who liberate, to offer good news to the poor. We can't do it without your help, and that's why we're here. We always come back and ask for your help, and it's a great delight to be here. It's also a great delight for me as a Franciscan friar to be involved in this kind of ministry, to see, as Viviana said, who now was in her 40s and running her own business. My life has changed radically. She's been liberated and freed. She has experienced the good news of Jesus through the service of Casa Franciscana. So there's all kinds of good stuff happening after Mass is over. Follow the Mexican music. You can adopt someone. As Sandra said, her kids didn't even have shoes. You can adopt kids that get shoes. You can join our organization, make a pilgrimage. Please come check it out afterwards. But most of all, on behalf of Casa Franciscana Guaymas, thank you for these many years of support, for allowing us to be instruments of liberation, for us to be good news to the poor. We couldn't do it without you. So we appreciate it so much for this opportunity here to share the new things that are happening and for you to continue to journey with us. Thank you so much, and may God bless you all.